Welcome back to another episode of Comedy's Dead. I'm Saundra. I'm your host. And guess what? Well, it's Memorial Day. So thank you to all the veterans that have died serving our country, right? Because it's not Veterans Day. Veterans Day is for all the veterans, and Memorial Day is for the veterans that have lost their lives, right? Am I correct? I think that's what Memorial Day is. But in Indiana, it's about a car race that I've never been to. But anyways, so thank you for you veterans out there. I actually almost joined the Army. A little tidbit of information if you're interested. My senior year of high school, you know when the Army recruiters come around and you take the ASVAB and then they try to get, poor students to sign up to join the Army? Well, that was me. And they kept telling me that if I joined, that I would be able to water ski. Seriously, water ski for the Army. And it was my senior year, and I almost did because they pay for your college, and you have to give up 1 weekend a month and then 1 month a year. So wasn't that big of a deal. But I'm not really a team player. So I'm not. I mean, if the bullets started flying and people were chasing us, I would trip the person next to me to save my own ass. So I'm not the type of person you want out on the field with you because I'm in it for me. But anyway, so that's why I didn't join the Army. And plus, I got all this hair, and it's just not something that this is not my thing. So kudos to everyone that does it because, wow, where would we be without an Army? Anyways, enough about Army people. It is almost June, right? Almost June. And you know what that means? It is queer season. Yes, the gays are going to be out all month long. It is Pride. And I don't know if you've been to Target recently, but people are pissed off as usual because Target, I don't know, they do this every year. So I mean, they did it last year and there wasn't a big uproar. So I don't really know what's going on. I just know if you don't like the gay section, just stay out. I mean, you don't have to go in there and throw the stuff around and break the signs over your knees or something. I mean, you're just helping their cause. Now they're going to get 2 months. I mean, eventually they're going to get the whole damn summer. They're going to get June, July, and August. Every year, it's just going to be one big, gay, crazy summer. But not like the cool gay, not like how it used to be, not like a Freddie Mercury party. Those were the days. Now it's just going to be a bunch of, I don't know. Listen, I don't know what's going on. And I support the gays, the trans. I'm not an ally, okay? Let's cut the shit. I don't like that term. But anyways, I just think that moving the stuff to the back of the store is really the least they could do. I mean, honestly, I think they just need to burn it. And listen, not because it's gay. Don't get me wrong, folks. Not because it's gay. Because it's hideous. Have you seen the Pride section this year? Oh my God. I don't know who they hired to design this stuff, but clearly they're not gay. I mean, this is and I'm a t-shirt and jeans type girl, very plain Jane, but this stuff, it's god awful. I mean, it's like they tried to take a psychedelic theme with trippy colors and shapes, and they did it with color blocking because that's kind of the style right now. If you don't have a kid and you don't frequent, stores that cater to children, then you're not going to know that the style right now is very trippy, psychedelics. It's all, it has shrooms and weed on everything. I mean, you'll be at American Eagle and it's all Grateful Dead stuff, only they actually have shrooms mixed in with the teddy bears. I mean, the teddy bears are tripping on shrooms. And it'll say stuff like keep growing, and it's very strange. So, I mean, the kids are really into drugs right now. Weed, psychedelics, they don't care. They just want to be high when they do the active shooter drills. That's all the kids care about. So now it's carried over into the style. So Target tried to, emulate that style for their Pride season, Pride 23. And they totally missed the mark. No, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, this stuff looks like a bad acid trip meets Rocky Horror Picture Show. Only instead of Dr. Frankenfurter, it's that blonde bitch from the B-52s and the rest of her polyamorous Jesus cult. I mean, seriously, that's what it looks like. Go to the Target, go to the Pride section, and walk around, and it is literally like a retro Gays for Jesus cover band that does kids' birthday parties on the weekends. I mean, come on, guys. Look at this. What is this? Is this for, like, I don't know, a green leprechaun? A gay leprechaun? Gay people aren't wearing this. You couldn't see a lesbian wearing this at the Pride Parade. I mean, I'm sorry, but listen, genderqueers, they're cute on cereal boxes. Nobody wants one showing up at the door with queer eye for the straight eye, trying to tell you how to dress. It's like, I got it, dude. I'm better on my own, okay? I mean, this is ridiculous. This needs to be burned, okay? And what is this one? The super gay? Listen, fonts matter. They really do. I mean, this looks like a Big Gulp ad at a 7-Eleven. Is that what you guys want to be reduced to? A Big Gulp? I mean, maybe. I guess some of you guys, I get it. I get the Big Gulp. I want a Big Gulp too. I'm just saying, we get it. All men have magical juices inside of them. We just don't need it advertised on the kids' chests. Look, guys, I'm just saying, I don't understand how the LGBTQAI++, whatever. I don't know. It's just too much going on, all right? It's not a password. But anyways, I don't understand how the gays and the lesbians and the trans, all those people, they're okay with these huge conglomerate corporations like Target profiting off of your guys' sexual orientation. I mean, it's not like the gays make money. There's no trickle-down effect. I mean, the banks make money, the corporations make money, the shareholders really make money, but I don't see any gays getting rich off of this stuff, especially not with these designs. Oh my God. And I mean, I guess maybe, I don't know, some gay kid in Vietnam that's a seamstress that's like 12 or something, he might get a little extra cash in his pocket during Pride Month. It's true, guys. Everyone knows all this stuff is made overseas in some sweatshop with child labor. I mean, it's no secret. Kids make the best seamstresses. They do, okay? They're tiny people. They have small hands. And, you only have to pay them, half of their country's national average? Because they're half the size of an adult, so they only require half the salary. So that's who makes all the Pride gear. So I just don't see why, these far left LGBTQs, the gay, I'm just going to call them the gays, all right? Can I just call you the gays? And you can just fill your adaptation or whatever and just assume I'm talking about you. If you feel left out, don't. I'm just saying gays because I don't have my Invisaligns in, so it's kind of hard to speak right now. But anyways, you get the point. I'm just saying, I don't see how you guys are okay with this because you're not making money off of it. And honestly, who's wearing this stuff? It's not the gays. I know a lot of gay people, and they're not walking around in this stuff. I mean, there's no way they're doing it. At least I hope not. I mean, I'm going to have to stop talking to them. I'm going to lose all respect for the gays if they go to the Pride Parade and they're wearing this shit, okay? Because it's awful. Look, I'm just saying, I don't see how these huge corporations capitalizing and marketing off of, someone's sexual orientation, which just happens by chance. It just happens. I don't see how this helps the gays or the LGBTQs or whatever. In my opinion, it just makes it worse. Because, listen, I've already told you, I don't think there's any way in hell the gays are wearing this stuff. I mean, it's hideous, okay? Let's just be honest. Like I said, it needs to be burned, all right? And we just need to start over. But anyways, I mean, the gays, there's no way they're wearing this. So who else is wearing it? But these quote unquote allies. I mean, whatever the hell that means, I don't know. But you know who these people are. They don't really care about the gays. They don't. They're just in it for themselves. You know, they do it like they're virtue signaling. That's all it is. They want a dopamine hit from going out to Target and buying some stupid t-shirt that some corporation has said, "Oh, this is what trans people want. This is what gay pride is." And I mean, it's not. Like what is Luigi? Was Luigi gay? I guess maybe, I don't know. No one wants to be around a bunch of gay Luigis running around. I mean, maybe, but not like this. This is lame. This isn't, you know. Anyways, so it's just a mess. And you know what happens is they go home, they take a selfie alone in their room because they don't have any friends. These people don't have friends, okay? And they post it on social media. And, you know, some guy that they went to elementary school with, you know, is out on his trash pickup route because he's a garbage man, and he sees this girl that he can't stand because she's a bitch. And, you know, she posts a selfie and this trans shirt, and she's like, "Oh, men have babies." And he's like, "Whatever, men can't have babies." And now you have this big fight on social media all day with these two going back and forth. And now, normally he wouldn't care. He's actually probably gay. He's probably sucked so much dick in his life. And now he just doesn't like you. And, you know, now he is mad and he's not going to support the whatever LGBTQ because he just doesn't like this bitch. I mean, that's what's happening. These allies, they're not allies, okay? They're just in it for themselves. So wake up, people. I mean, I just don't see how this is helping anyone's cause because it didn't used to be like this, you know? And if you look at a lot of these allies, like, let's cut the shit, people. They're all white. Most of them, they're all white females that have a bunch of cats, probably. And whatever, I'm stereotyping, all right? It's a podcast. Anyways, but they don't, and they just don't want to be one of the bad whites. You know, because you can't get on social media without seeing some video that somebody took of some stupid white girl really not even doing anything anymore. I mean, did you see what happened with the city bike fiasco? You know, the girl, well, she wasn't a girl, she was a woman. She was getting off work. She's a nurse. She was, 6 months pregnant, and she reserved one of those city bikes to, you know, ride home. So she goes to get the bike, and as she's like undocking it, some guy, and I don't even want to bring race into it because this had nothing to do with race on either side. I mean, there was a bunch of teenagers and they just happened to be black, just like she just happened to be white. And he was like, "That's my bike." And she's like, "No, it's my bike. I paid for it." And he's like, "No." And they went back and forth. And of course, one of the friends filmed this interaction. And then she starts crying and screaming for help. Well, not like screaming for help. She was like, "Help me. Can somebody help me?" Because, you know, as she pulled the bike out, her bike that she paid for, and we all know this now because the truth came out, and they're filming it, and they go and they post it on social media. So, of course, the woman, her name was released. She got fired from her job, so she had to get a lawyer. And come to find out, she paid for the bike. She had the receipts, and you know the hospital that she worked at made a statement on social media saying that, you know, she's been suspended with pay or something like that. While, you know, it was being like it was going to go under review because they saw the video and they said the video was disturbing. There was nothing disturbing about that video, okay, at all. So I don't know who she works for, but screw that hospital. So she had to get a lawyer. And then a few days, actually more like 2 weeks later, because I finally read last night that the man in the video, well, he was 17. His mom came forward. And if you want to know what's wrong with this country, I'll post the article in in the description, because she was saying how unfairly her son was being treated because, you know, when the video first came out, everyone was on his side. And I don't know if you guys saw the video, but there was no side. It was just two people fighting over a bike. Okay, it was not a big deal. It was just two humans having a normal human interaction that happens all the damn time. People fight over parking spots. People fight over, the last gallon of milk. It's not a big deal. Okay, this has been going on since the beginning of time. Okay, and she said how it was unfair that, in the beginning, everyone was on his side. But now that, she got a lawyer, everyone's on her side because she's rich and white. Hey, sweetie, they're fighting over the same bike. Okay? It wasn't like she got an Uber or got into her car. They're fighting over the same bike. And then they interviewed the son, and he was saying how, he felt betrayed because he had this thing that happened to him and all these people were here to support him, and then all of a sudden she produces a receipt saying she reserved the bike and now they're on her side. It's like, well, yeah, because she reserved the bike, so that means you were lying in the video about you paying for the bike. So what had happened was, and he admits this in this interview, him and his friends were out riding around on the bike, and then I guess the rate changes. I don't know. I don't live in a city, so I have a car. And I guess the rate changes. So what people will do is they will go dock the bike for, however long it takes for these rate changes where it spikes really high, surges, I guess, kind of like maybe Uber. They'll go and they'll dock the bike, and then they'll just chill and wait until the surge goes down, and then they'll re-rent the bike. So that's what he did. He went and he docked the bike, and of course, it's all, AI, it's all, once you dock the bike, it's not your bike anymore. Someone can rent the bike, So she did. She rented a bike, and she went down to get her bike. And as she was trying to pull the bike out, she had all these teenagers say, no, that's my bike. And it wasn't. So I don't see what kind of, and his mom, I want to smack the mom in the face. Okay. Why did she not call out her son's friend that recorded it and then had the audacity to post it on social media? If there was no incident, there was nothing to show the world. Nothing. If anything, now you guys look like assholes. So, it was a bunch of teenagers being asshole teenagers like assholes do. And then because it just happened to be a white chick and a black dude, they had to be racism. So that's where we're living. So white people just don't want to be one of the bad whites. Not me. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm slapping back or clapping back. That's what it is. I'm going to clap back because I'm sick of people saying how evil white women are and, whatever. You have to clap back because the way that we live with this AI and this artificial intelligence and they're logging all this stuff, if no one challenges this, and I think you should be allowed to say whatever the hell you want. I really don't care, okay? But if no one challenges it, and if all this stuff on social media is, everyone bitching about white women, in the next 100 to 200 years, AI could be teaching children that white women are the devil. It's totally possible. And you can take out you can plug in any race you want into that equation. It could happen, folks. So I don't know, but that's where we're at. Anyways. And that's why I don't think people under 18 should be allowed to have social media at all. They just shouldn't. They don't even know how to be social yet. There's no need that they have no brains left. they're all distracted. They're addicted to TikTok and Instagram and all this stuff. And, honestly, the gays, let's talk about the gays. I can't believe the gays are not pushing for this because the social media, that's the number one reason why people have such an issue with the LGBTQ now is because of social media. Before, yeah, I guess maybe it was a big deal when it was all when gays kind of first came out and they were just everywhere, But the thing was, unless you watch the news or you had parents that were anti-gay, you really weren't exposed to it. You know, as a kid growing up, you just watched Ellen or you watched MTV and The Real World, and everyone was gay, and, you know, all the music was gay. Like the 70s and 80s and 90s, all the bands and the musicians, and they all wore makeup and they were all in spandex. Everything was just gay. All of it. Elton John, The Who, Led Zeppelin, Motley Crue, David Bowie, okay? They all had makeup on. They were queer as fuck, and nobody cared. And yet we were, you know, bombarded with all these images, and no one cared. I mean, Queen, Freddie Mercury, okay? It doesn't get any gayer than that. And meanwhile, they were selling out shows in the Midwest in the 70s. And there is no one more gay than Freddie Mercury, okay? And no one cared. And you had, you know, boys from the Midwest just going to his concert and singing along. And, you know, Freddie didn't tuck anything. He didn't tuck shit. He just let it hang to the left. And you could see it. Have you ever seen one of the videos for Another One Bites the Dust? Which is my favorite Queen song, other than Don't Stop Me Now and Somebody to Love. I'm a huge Queen fan. Okay, I'm going to be honest here. We're going to get personal. This is a true story. My dad blew Freddie Mercury in the 70s. Okay, so I love Queen, because how cool is that? Because I'm a whore and I have blown lead singers. And so, you know, I'm like my dad. But anyways, back to Freddie Mercury. He's so hot. I mean, he's sexy, okay? And if you have never seen the Another One Bites the Dust video, you should. He has these white cutoff shorts, okay? And they're tight. They're not cut off. They're just white shorts. He has no top on. He's wearing this white trucker hat that has a C on it, like a captain hat. And he has this red bandana tied around his neck. And he's barefoot. And he is just shaking his ass the whole entire time. And he is so hot. I mean, and he changed the lyrics. I guess he would like play around with the lyrics. So like on this particular recording, he was talking about, you know, give it to the one on top, do it for the one on top. And then he was like, bite it, babe, bite it hard. And honest, I would bite his dick. I don't care that he had AIDS. I would still bite his dick. That's how hot Freddie Mercury is. So, I mean, I'm sorry. We need more Freddie Mercurys in the world. Seriously, more Freddie Mercurys and less Dylan Mulvaney's. I like Dylan Mulvaney, but she's just a basic bitch. We have enough basic bitches. We need more queens. And listen, guys, I'm sorry, but now we're going to get a little political, but come on, if Freddie Mercury was growing up, or, you know, back then in the 70s or whatever, if there was social media and TikTok and all these movements and images being like, you know, just blasted to your kids all the time, he was definitely the type of guy that would think that, oh, maybe I'm a girl, because he was a total queen. And if he had all this, you know, affirming, I don't know, education and affirming therapy and all this stuff, saying, oh yes, if you think you're a girl, you're a girl. You're 9 years old, but you're a girl. Let's give you hormone blockers and all. Then there would have been no queen. There would have been no Freddie Mercury, because it's not that reversible. It messes with your voice. It changes it. There would never be a queen, okay? And I'm sorry, guys, but it's not all about you, okay? The music sucks. It really does. And, you know, and the parties, everything sucks now. Did you know that Freddie Mercury used to dress Princess Diana up in like big camo jackets and put aviators on her, and they would sneak her because the paparazzi, you know, always hounded her and followed her around. Anyways, they would sneak her into gay bars. That way the paparazzi wouldn't recognize her. And they did it like all the time. How cool is that? I mean, Freddie Mercury and Princess Diana rolling their balls off at a gay club somewhere in, I don't know, is it the West End? I don't know, somewhere in London. I don't know. But anyways, you get it. I mean, guys, come on. Can we be honest for a second? These kids, they're so young. They're not even human yet. They're not done. They are still raw. Okay? They're not even cooked. And here we are pumping them full of man-made hormone blockers. They're not even real hormones. It's like, pig hormones and stuff. And we're pumping them full of it. And then, it's on top of all the poisonous food that we give the kids with all the food additives and all the added sugars. And they're a mess. And the music sucks, okay? Hormone blockers kills the rock star. There you go. I mean, what are we now? We're on the second generation of kids that are literally sitting around all day in their vintage t-shirts of some rock star they've never even heard of, listening to it and watching AI-generated music on some stupid smartphone, and then everyone wants to know why all the kids are shooting heroin and dying on fentanyl. It's like, because the kids want rock stars, all right? I mean, the need to go out and go to a big festival where there's bands and you're with people your age and the music, everything is so new, and you think back, it's so different now. It's not like when we were growing up, and when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, it was nothing compared to the 60s and 70s. But still, that stuff wasn't that far away that, there was a carryover of, at least rock bands that you just don't see anymore. And that's what the kids want. It's part of growing up. It's part of being a teenager. And they've had that just ripped away from them. And it's messing with their brains. And we just sit by and we don't care. Nobody cares. I mean, these kids have literally been staring at screens since the time they got here, okay? And it's just been tracking their keystrokes, their likes, everything. They're 4 or 5, and they're here like, oh, bunny, 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 fluffy, fluffy, bunny, 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 bunny. Now your kid thinks they're a freaking furry, and every time you go into the kitchen, they're in there, jacking off to the Nesquik cereal bunny in your cereal boxes twice a day. I mean, the kids are a mess, and nobody gives a shit. I mean, yeah, furries. I mean, there's a furry movement. People actually identify as an animal and expect you to refer to them as whatever. I don't know. I can't take it anymore. And listen, I you know what? I'm not going to Pride. People keep asking me, are you going to Pride? It's like, no. Why the hell would I go to Pride? Honestly, I mean, there's no one for me to fuck at Pride. Not one person. And people are like, well, there's bisexuals there. It's like, why would I want to be with a bisexual? Then I have to compete with a dick. It's bad enough you got to worry about a man, finding another pussy. I can't compete with both a pussy and a dick. So no, I'm not going to Pride. I mean, is Tim Dillon going to be at Pride? Because I want to fuck Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon is hot and he's gay and I'm pissed. So you know what? I'm not going. So whatever. And I was supposed to be on tour with Tim and things didn't go through. So I will not be ignored, Tim. If I were you, I'd watch out for your little fluffy cat. Might put him in a boiling pot of water. Because that's who I really am on the inside. I'm a crazy bitch and whatever. I don't know, guys. Yeah, happy Memorial Day. Happy Pride. Whatever. I don't know. And another thing that's pissing me off. This really pisses me off. I was watching, because of the whole trans movement, they just do whatever they want. They get whatever they want. And now they're joining sororities. Not like they were chosen, they didn't go through Rush or what, not the normal process. I mean, I didn't get to Rush because I was poor. I was a poor college student and I wanted to rush because if you cannot tell, I am a total sorority girl and I had that ripped from me because I was poor. So I didn't get to rush because it's expensive. So when I hear about trans bitches that just get to go and be accepted into a house, they don't even have to rush. Just the president and the organization of these houses say, oh, by the way, you got to have a trans chick and here you go. And of course, there's always weirds. I don't know if the girls are really staring at the other girls and, like jacking off in the hallway. I don't know. It's possible, okay? And it's also possible that the girls are just being drama queens because, we're allowed to be drama queens too. We started this shit. Where do you think you guys got the ideas from? Anyways, but what pisses me off, not so much the trans bitches in the sororities, but when they talk about it on the news, they take one of those big red circles and they'll be like, this is Shamu, and they circle her and it's like, you don't need to circle it like it's a Loch Ness monster or something. We know who she is. We can see it. We can't miss it. She's a full head and shoulders taller than all the girls, okay? Anyways, that's my rant. I'm going to work on a whole thing where I just rip into all the gays. Because you know what? The drag bitches, the drag queens, they make fun of straight people all the damn time. So, anyways. But, that's been Comedy's Dead. I'm sorry. It wasn't very put together this week. I had to work, and I'm dog sitting, and then my daughter had friends over both 2 nights in a row. So I literally have not slept. I mean, I've been going to bed probably around 2:30 every night, and I'm up at 7 because I have 3 dogs in my house, and they go nuts every time one of the girls get up and go to the freaking bathroom at night. So it's been a long weekend. So like, follow, subscribe, and that's it. I gotta edit this. So whatever. Like, follow, subscribe. I gotta get my Invisaligns back in. Have you guys seen Invisalign? Hold on. So I got Invisaligns, and it's really hard. Again, and it's really hard to talk in them because I don't want to. You're only supposed to take them out when you eat, and which is fine because I don't eat a whole lot anyways. I'm one of those bitches. But no, I got you to like talk because it's just not normal. So you get like spit like underneath, and then I'm like slurring and slurping, and I don't know, it's whatever. Anyway, so like, follow, and subscribe.